Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my very echoey home. It's good to be back. It's good to have my camera back in my hand after taking a few days off, and a lot has happened and also a lot hasn't happened. I feel like this week I had really high hopes for more coming together, but there's just so much prep work involved that it's taken longer than planned. It's now Friday and I'm gonna give you like a complete update. Today is a lot easier because the floors have been screeded, which means that there's a lot less like dirt and muck, and that was like a really hard phase to be in because we couldn't let Porter go anywhere. Sorry, I've got hair on my face. This hair, what is it doing? Yeah, we couldn't let Porter go anywhere. He was like chewing the bits on the floor. By the way, he is definitely in a chewy phase. Whew. And yeah, it's just been a little bit like, not kind of like loads to show you, but we're now sort of making movements. So you would have seen if you followed me on Instagram, we were playing a little bit of a game as to what this colour was, which you'll never ever get the true sort of representation on this camera. But we've got the undercoat basically on the cladding, which has made a big difference. But then up here, we actually have the finished area. So this is the finished colour on the ceiling, 2 coats, all of the prep work, and the light has gone back up, as you can see. We've also had the window done, which makes such a difference. You guys are never going to be able to see it because of the backlight from the glass. But basically, as you can see, it used to be white down here. You probably can't see it at all because of the sun. It is such a glorious day today. But we've painted this cladding area in Hardwick white, and it's a much like softer colour. It's quite like a warm green colour, or at least it looks it in this area. And I can't tell you the difference that it's made. It's really made it feel like there isn't this division between the inside and outside. This colour really blends nicely into the woodland that is obviously behind our garden, and it's so much softer. I can't believe. Obviously I would love to be able to see this whole room finished and painted, but we're just not there yet, which is sad, but I'm hopeful for next week. Look at this little sausage here, by the way, him sleeping in the sunshine. He's changed his profession this week. He is now a professional carpet puller-upper. Oh yes, we have found one of his many talents is destroying the carpet, which is brilliant. But we'll tackle that anyway. You might be able to see the colour difference a little bit better now. Yeah, so you can see the colour difference there really well. And this is what is going to be on the walls. I know that we've talked through this. It really does highlight as well to me. It may not come across on camera, but it really does highlight to me how cool the old colours in this kitchen were, making it feel quite cold as a room. And I really think that the new colours are gonna warm it up in here a lot. We've had a fair few homeware deliveries as well, which we will get to, and I'll open up. We've got like some new lights that have arrived. She's gonna go over the centre island and things like that. We've also had more paint, and I can't believe how much paint we actually have at this moment in time. Here's the new light that's arrived, and you are seeing, first of all, the full effects of Porter's destructive abilities with our carpet. But this is our hallway at present. So we've had to put gates across. Oh, there you are, my little angel puff. No, never using your cat flap, are you? Good girl. So the bathroom suite has been removed from the downstairs toilet, ready for the flooring to go down and the redecoration of this room. Just switching things up a little bit, which I'm really excited about. As you can see, the entire hallway has been screeded, and the division between the 2 rooms, like from the hallway to the kitchen, has just completely been eradicated now, which is fabulous. I just think it's so much more fluid. It feels so much more open and inviting. That's rarely going to come across on camera, but it's definitely something that you feel when you're here, so that's really important. All of the doors have been removed from the hallway thresholds because they're going to need to be slightly shaved and refitted for the floor. Skirting boards are off. Washing is everywhere. This is our utility, which is opened up. We don't have a door on here either. So something interesting is going to have to happen in here. There is going to have to be a slight step because of the floor, because we won't be able to have these, our amazing Miele machines if we were to re-screed this room. So this is going to have to be done on the old screed and just have a slight little step down, but it's fine because this isn't a fluid kind of space. And down here into the cupboard, all of that's been taken off, and then obviously the floor will be going out towards here. Ali's just complained about how much dust there is in his office. It's like, honestly, babe, our house is such a mess at the moment. There's going to be dust everywhere. Also, in this room, we tried to keep this room as a working room, and then we just didn't use it. So we let the guys just take it up, and the carpet is ready to go. My dad is coming on Tuesday to take the carpet, which is going to be going in their bedroom. We are having the sockets done. Oh my God, this room just feels so huge when it's like this. It's so weird. I can't believe how different it feels in here. How bizarre. But anyway, so this room is just completely off kind of limits now at the moment because it's just not worth using. We're basically staying in our bedroom the entire time, but the carpet comes, I think, next week to be laid as well, so that's really good. It feels quite dark in the house at the moment because we've got so many doors closed, etc, etc. But that is the main part. So I think that what's going to happen now is the kitchen will be finished off first with the living room, and those rooms are going to be finished off so that I'm able to like show you completely. I'm so excited about that. Bedroom and bathroom will start, and we'll move into a spare bedroom, and the hallway will be the sort of last phase. What we have requested today is the patio like styling and glow up, basically, because we got the news a few days ago that we're going to be able to have up to 6 friends in our gardens from, I think it's the 12th of April, which is my dad's birthday. My birthday is the 14th of April, and Ali's birthday is the 10th of April. You might want to put that in your calendars, just to let you know. And that means that we'll really enjoy having friends over just, you know, in the garden, and we want that space to be usable. Obviously, as well, with the bifold doors that we have, it's just we want this space to be an extension of the kitchen, with it looking like some normality will resume. It's gonna be lovely. So we have actually requested for that as well from Lauren CAISLEY and the team that are working on our house. I want to know if you have any questions about this, because honestly, Ali and I keep going over the process that we've taken, and I know that a lot of people are like, why are you doing this for the 3rd time? I actually didn't realize how like passionate people feel about this, because I follow a lady on Instagram, and she's just moved house, and she's moved into a really like eccentric house, and it was decorated really like eccentrically and very individually, and she obviously wants to move in and make it feel like her home. So what she's doing is she's getting paint on the walls to get rid of the sort of uniqueness. I think there's a lot of lime green in there, and murals on the wall. And she's been having a terrible time with it, with people saying that she shouldn't be doing it because she's got like a much wider plan of how she's going to develop the home. And obviously I'm terrible because I've done loads of stuff in this house and I love it. I absolutely love seeing the house evolve, but I do feel like this is the last time that I'll be doing anything to the house. Like, we won't be redoing the kitchen, for example, and we won't be redoing the hallways after this. It will be something that, like, you know, 10, 15 years time, you know, we might want to change the colour or something like that. But we've decided to do it this way because the thing that we were finding with a lot of the rooms when we were doing them was that they were never finished, and that was the issue that we were having. It's like, you'd get to a point where it felt all right, but they actually weren't ever finished, and things became disjointed, and you'd find yourself buying one style of furniture, but then you'd buy another one. And so the biggest thing I said to Lauren when I approached her to work on the house, I was like, I want it to be cohesive and I want it to be finished, so that we just have to add our personal touches to the home, such as like art and meaningful Jimmy flips, basically. Anyway, I would love to know if you have any like questions or you want to know anything about the process. I'm thinking about putting a blog post together about like how it's gone and what we've loved about it and how we found it and just all of that good stuff. Anyway, I'm going to get into these boxes and show you some of the items that have arrived for the house. But today is a very, very exciting day because, as I said, it is very, very sunny outside. I don't know if it's warm. There was actually a very small frost outside this morning, but I have placed an order with Sarah Raven for some seeds which are arriving, but I do have a lot of seeds knocking around my house, and there are some that I want to start getting into the beds fairly soon. These peas, for example, I purchased last year, so those need to go in. But yeah, oh my gosh, I forgot I've got all of these seeds in here as well. I'm so excited. Yeah, so I'm gonna be sowing a load of seeds. I think these are my rainbow carrots. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to get those in. We've got broccoli, we've got French beans. So yeah, I'm gonna go through and sort out a load of seeds that I'm going to plan to plant. I need to find my little seed trays. I bought some last year and I need to get cracking with those as well, because the last thing that needs doing with the greenhouse is the floor, and it is kind of holding things up a little bit, only because of me, it's not because of anybody else, but it's holding things up a bit because I can't use the benches because the benches need to be taken out so the floor can go down, and then the benches need to be filled with these special balls or something. I don't really understand, but they need to go in there. So anyway, that's the plan. I feel like I've got so much to tell you that I just actually haven't stopped talking for 13 minutes. Oh my goodness. But you can always tell that it is weekend Lydia when she's in her comfy leggings and a very lovely fleece. I had a lovely lay-in today as well, which was wonderful. So for the most part, that's where we're at. Next week, the floor is going down from Tuesday. So hopefully I will have an update for you very soon on how it's gonna look. Fingers crossed. Very excited for this, / nervous. And once the floor is down, then painting can resume. So, hello my darling. You coming into the warmest room in the house? We're probably gonna have a little bit of a tidy up in the house today as well, because we get very disrupted. Ali and I were talking about this, how we're just like, oh, at this stage of the house. But yeah, we need to have a bit of a tidy up because basically we're just living in our bedroom and ensuite, and the animals are eating in there, we're eating in there. It's good, but it's tough in that respect. But these two, look at them. You all right? You going over to say hello? You coming to me? Good girl. Good girl. Was that nice? You give Porty a little kiss. Good girl. Now is the time, so we can sow them outdoors from March, which is brilliant. We can get those done. Let's have a look through and see what we can sow. So these ones I don't like because they don't tell you when you can sow them. So I find those a little bit difficult. I'm gonna go onto the website for those. Fabulous. We've also got lots of wildflower seeds that we can test out on the lawn where the greenhouse is as well. So we've got lots of stuff to go through. Not quite sure how cold it is outside at the moment, but I'm gonna go and check my other seed, Jimmy Flips. I've also pulled up the remainder of my carrots from last year. They're very small. These ones just didn't really do as well as the other ones, but they are very small, but I think we can still do something with them. And I've learnt so much, but this year we're getting a lot of carrots in these beds. That is for sure. Everything is just sprouting up so much. I need to get my bamboo in to support these, otherwise they're going to break. But even this one is like a last minute one. Well, just as I was telling you about my carrots, my lovely neighbour, oh goodness me, my lovely neighbour just let me know that she was pulling out some snowdrops to make a bed and that we could put them into our little woodland area here. So I think what we're going to do is out the back here, plant them out there. And she said once this bucket's done, she'll give me another bucket. So we've got carrots and snowdrops to play with today. I've managed to rope Mr. Millen Gordon in to the snowdrop planting. I'm now in here and I've gone and got my other seed box, and I left this outside. I thought this was watertight, and a lot of my seeds have got rather damp over winter, and sadly I've wasted an absolute load of seeds. But it's not the worst case scenario because I've still got some seeds left and I've got more on the way, but that's obviously really sad because I had some really lovely seeds in there. I've also dug out some seed trays from the shed and I'm going to get those ready. I'm going to get some seeds soaking as well, but what we're going to do out here is give this a bit of a turnover and get these in and just kind of taper them out into the woodland. Lovely hoe you've got there. Yeah, so we're going to start by planting some of the snowdrops here and fade them into the woodland. We don't want the lawns around here to be too perfect because it just looks weird. It doesn't look right with the surrounding areas. So rhododendrons looking good, aren't they?
Yeah.
Coming back up.
It's so funny that we had them in a proper bed and they didn't grow, and then I just chopped them in here.
Yeah. Right, I'll let you get on with that. quick little snack break for us. These are some sausage rolls made by my assistant Dee. She literally makes the best homemade sausage rolls ever. So we're going to enjoy those. What are you doing?
I'm just softening and loosening this. Ready for you.
Good. Very satisfying, babe. Okay, first load of snowdrops are in this area. We're then going to spread some grass seed into it just to make it look a little bit better. Got to go over to the other side now. Ali's been hard at work. Lumi's just turned up. And we're going to get this little sporadic bunch into this side just to marry it up a little bit. I'm really sad though because last year Carrie's mum gave me some little seedlings that she'd grown, and they were in a bed here, and obviously when we started the work on this, they're gone. Sad times. This one is joining us outside, inspecting Mummy's... No, do not eat the flowers that Mummy has just planted, please. Thank you. No. No. Come on. Well, would you look at that sky? That is absolutely beautiful. Porter, come. He's having a sniff. Probably gives me an opportunity to talk to you. We have been in the garden all afternoon and it has been absolutely amazing. Just so wonderful. Ali's still there. Come on, Porter. Good boy. Come on, baby boy. Good boy. Well done. Goodness me. You can see so much stuff up here, can't you? Oh God, it's so muddy. He's going to have his paws washed when we get home. Fabulous. Yes, to be honest, he's very lucky that he's being taken on a walk and I'm being so nice to him, because no sooner had I told you that he was in a very chewy stage in his life, Mr. Porty Poo managed to get my Hermes belt off of the ottoman in our bedroom and has chewed it. My black one. Oh yes, come on. Oh yes. I'm not mad, it's my fault. I should not have left it within puppy dog's reach. Yeah, it's my own fault. Hard lesson learnt. Very hard and expensive lesson learnt. But we only learn from these things. Anyway, I'm going to finish off this walk with the naughtiest little boy and see you guys back at the house probably. I have got back from the walk and it is freezing in the house. One thing I didn't tell you is that we have to have all of the underfloor heating off because of the floors, and we won't be able to have it back on until I believe the flooring is down completely. So this floor is freezing. It is very cold, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Very cold. But you actually go up to the loft and it's warm, and you go down to the basement and it's warm. So I think we're going to go into the basement this evening and watch Devils. Yeah. Which is something that you are watching at the moment, which I've watched with you a little bit. We have also moved Porter back into the kitchen. What we realised, which is obviously silly, we obviously had a plan in place with regards to Porter's like training and stuff like that, and he was going to be mainly in the kitchen other than at night because there's nothing for him to destroy in the kitchen, and it worked so well. It was, you know what, his behavior, he didn't chew things, he was just doing amazingly. The moment that we've now, like, we got lax, I guess, and he's been roaming around the house wherever he wants, pulling up carpet, chewing things, and he's been living his best life, and he's got all of the things that he can tear up and chew in his bed at the moment, all of his toys. And yeah, so we've put him back in here, and actually I think he's all right in here. I think it feels like home for him, so.
Yeah,
this is his little corner.
He recognises his little space.
But I have been opening up some of the packages. I've opened up a delivery from Zwilling, which is going to help massively with my batch cooking. Basically, it's like vacuum sealed Tupperware and glassware, which is brilliant because I love to like overcook things and put them in the freezer to save for later. I'm having a look in here at the moment because this is a Jim Lawrence delivery. Ooh, that's a little bit wobbly. Ooh. These must be the lampshades for the living room, but I don't think the light has arrived. Ooh, different ones. Interesting. But also there's 4. 2 in each colour. Or could 2 be for the bathroom? I don't know. So that's 2 of those. I'm going to store these in a box to keep them safe. Voila. Okay, these are the seeds that I have managed to work out are good to plant now. So they are soaking overnight at the moment. These are purple sprouting broccoli. We've got cauliflower. I'm trying cauliflower again because they were obviously all pinched by the birds when I planted them earlier on in the year. We've got peas, and then we've got normal broccoli as well. So what I'll do is tomorrow I'll fill up my seed trays, and then I'll pop individual seeds into each of the seed trays and leave them in the greenhouse to hopefully germinate. Good morning everyone from the bathroom. I have just got myself ready to head out into the garden. Yesterday my hair was royally annoying me, and I decided that it is definitely a hair up sport gardening. So I've popped my hair back in a low slung bun and minimal makeup, but I have also made sure that I have protected my skin. This is the Great 8 SPF from Elizabeth Arden. I love this. It doesn't clog my pores, but it is a really, really good and light SPF. I think it's SPF 35, and it's a broad spectrum. So perfect for being out in the garden today. And I have a lot to continue with. So let's get some boots on and get out into the garden. So I'm currently going around the house just collecting up bits and bobs that I need for the greenhouse. I also found these that were sent to me. These are from the Rose Press Garden, and these are some sweet peas, and this looks like beautiful blooms for a cutting garden. I don't know where I'm going to put these. I might message my friend actually, because she's planning a cutting garden, and it wasn't really something that I was planning. I'm more into sort of like the veg side of things, but seeing as I've got these, it would be a shame to waste them. So I'm going to find out what she's doing and send her a message, because I think that this could be quite lovely. 10 packets of seeds, silk ribbon included, and £1 donation to Green Fingers charity, which is lovely. I'll link this in the description box. I've also gone and got my other watering can. Sadly, this is one that I bought from Dalesford, and it was really bad. It's a really bad watering can. Water just kind of pours out everywhere, but I'll use it in there because it doesn't matter about getting water everywhere. And then this little iris was looking a little bit sad, so I'm going to put that in my greenhouse and see if it helps, because I've planted a few other bulbs into some pots, and I thought that this might do better in there really, and get some greenery in there as well, because it's just in the gym and it looks sad. So yeah. I can't express how wonderful it is coming out here. It's still a little bit fresh, but it is beautiful. I popped these little lavender buckets either side. I need to replant that one slightly lower, because I think it looks a lot nicer, a bit more dense like that. And then Ali's borrowed some tools from one of our neighbours to do some raking. These are the bulbs that I planted yesterday in the windows. These are just daffodils, so they'll probably come up quite nice. We just don't want them in our front planters, so I thought if I could get some out into pots, they'll look quite nice resting on here. We've just finished up having our lunch. We went for salmon and cream cheese bagels. My first job for the day is I need to first of all move these broad beans slightly over. I'm an absolute nightmare for spreading things out too much in my beds, so I'm really going to bunch these up and free up all of this space and move these along. Then I'm going to pop in my bamboo sticks and twine them up, ready to support them so that they don't blow over in the wind or anything like that. Right, the first sort of support of twine for the broad beans are done. Now I'm going to make sure that I fill all of these with soil from my veg truck, because obviously we're going to be weaning out the veg truck, so I'm going to use up the soil. I mean, there's lots to use up, so we'll probably end up having to add it to some kind of bag so that I can keep dipping into it. But for now, these are my seed trays, so I'm going to get soil in these ready to pop the seeds in. I can already tell that this spot is going to be absolutely spectacular. I was just finishing off filling up my seed trays when the biggest deer ran across here, around my greenhouse, past the beds, up and across our lawn. Honestly, unbelievable, unbelievable. I'm in here at the moment. I've just saved a big bumblebee as well. I opened the windows. Lumi's joined me as well. I'm just absolutely loving pottering in here, and I'm just about to start putting my seeds into here. I'm going to get a pen just so I can label them with some old lollipop sticks effectively. Right, we had the first ones in. We've got our peas, our purple sprouting broccoli, and we've got cauliflowers. I'm doing another set here. I think I might try and do some tomatoes. Usually I just Google when is fine to plant things, so I'm just gonna see if we can plant those and get them in here. I might do some more peas. I'm taking the soil out and grabbing my little mini one, my little mini watering can, saturating the soil and then popping in the seeds. So these ones are done and ready to go. I think I'm gonna have a tidy up as well afterwards. I cannot tell you how lovely it is to have this little room in my garden where I get to chat to you privately and talk you through what I'm doing. This is the first time I'm properly using like this space in this way. Obviously it's not finished inside, but when it is, it just makes me realise what a little escape this place really is. I don't think I'm gonna understand truly how wonderful it is to have this space until it's obviously all finished, but already being in here now, I feel like, oh, I feel so much like freer. I want to go and pour myself a glass of wine and just enjoy pottering around in here. But anyway, lots to do, lots to do. I have just taken these daffodils out of our beds and popped them in this spode bowl. Feeling very Irene my life. It's a lady that I follow on Instagram and she's basically got lots of daffodils in lots of different pots. Got this one joining me in here. She's found a lovely hot spot for her to curl up. I definitely think I'll probably want to have like some cat beds and dog beds in here for them to join me because it's just so lovely being out here. This little one has joined us. Where are you off to? Where are you off to? You're so small. You are so small. The smallest of the small. I have poured myself a glass of St. Clair and I'm really looking forward to when it's hot enough for him to do this shirtless because this room makes for perfect perving. Okay, my hair is now up in a bun on the top of my head because the low bun was irritating me so much that I had to take it down. I've had a bit of an idea because I get sent a lot of flower seeds, okay, and I love flowers. I love flowers, but I've never actually grown any from seed, and I think that that's kind of the thing that I've overlooked. Like, I'm really into growing like veggies and herbs, but I've got those flower boxes, and so we've come up with a bit of an idea to kind of border the greenhouse a little bit with them. So these little notches are either side of the greenhouse, and I think that we should just carry that line along just there from the gravel and make that a lovely little flower area for beautiful little wildflowers or cutting garden flowers. I don't really know. I don't know much about cutting gardens at all. It's not my forte. Veg and herbs are my forte. I've spoken to Ali about it and I think we're going to carry the grass seed down the side and down the side either side of the gravel, but we'll pop the flowers in, and I think that will work really well and it will make a nice little framing for the greenhouse, and it'll be good for the bees obviously. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. That was just my little idea because I just didn't think it would look right in with all of like the veg stuff with all of that colour. So yeah, wine makes me have epiphanies. Is that the right word? Epiphanies? Feels like an epiphany. Because I was thinking about putting it in the beds over there, but I wouldn't want to be cutting it away because then it would take away from that bed. We've got some good little hydrangeas in there that do really well, so I'm going to leave that as it is and kind of focus in this area and then get the grass seed down, and it makes it a little bit more uniformed, I think. So yeah, this one is still working away. I just said to him, did he want to take Porter for a walk with me? And he said, I'm not finished in the garden. I won't ever be finished in the garden because the garden is never finished. So I think we're going to take Porter out now, give him a little run up the lane and then settle down for the evening. I've also just last minute thrown in some tomato seeds into these little pots here. That is because I do fully intend on growing my own tomatoes, okay? I know I'm not a tomato eater, but I am a tomato cooker. So I think that could work really well for me and the pasta sauces that I like to make. So I do intend on growing my own tomatoes. In fact, Ali has filled those 2 pots with soil so that when they're ready to go in, they can go there. Because what we were going to have, I know we spoke about this in the last video, was that there was actually supposed to be a bed built here, but I'm so glad that it didn't happen, because it just makes the space a little bit more fluid and something that I can tailor make as and when. So we're just going to keep those full of soil for now, and then when my tomatoes are ready to go in, they will go in. And also what I wanted to say was, lots of people mentioned about our neighbours and how like we should plant some stuff along here. I want to let you know right now, I'm going to show you this space in a few months' time, and you'll be shocked, because you won't be able to see anything. The one beautiful thing about where we live, and I feel like I say it every single time, is that it changes drastically with every like temperature change and season change, and so you won't be able to see anything. I literally have like soil. I bet you guys will be able to look at me like, Liddy, you got a little something on your face. But yeah, no, it's just the nature of the work that I'm doing. I've literally got stuff everywhere, all over me. Sorry. It's being in the garden, I just touch my face all the time. So it will basically, all of this will grow up. I've always wanted to do a time lapse of this area throughout the season, and maybe one day I'll do it, but at the moment. So that's basically it. So you will see that we will be completely cut off from our neighbours very soon, although that makes me very sad, because our neighbours are lovely, and we always like pass little things through the fence, like snowdrops, like we've done in this video. But it is getting cold now, so I'm gonna get myself wrapped up and warm, and I think we're gonna take Porter out. But I have managed to I've actually done a lot today, even though it hasn't felt like I have. The broad beans are obviously done, and a lot more consolidated. Yeah, they were spread out a little bit too wide, and I've done the same over here with the garlic. These 3 garlic plants down the middle were over here. I'm a little bit too careful with planting things close together, and I feel like you can actually just shove everything in. These were also the smallest out of all of the garlic plants, so I moved them. If they die, it's a lesson learned, you don't move garlic. Today I've also Googled what I can plant with garlic, because I remember someone responding being like, oh gosh, you can't plant anything with garlic. You can plant loads of stuff with garlic. So I've got some purple sprouting broccoli that is in the little pots at the moment. They've just been sown. They'll go into this bed more than likely. Loads of things can go in here. I found a huge list, so all is not lost. And personally, we use a lot of garlic when we're cooking, but I want to be able to make my own garlic that's ready to go rather than the cloves. I want to like make minced garlic that's like frozen that I can just throw in, and it'll be from my own garden. I think that's so cool. Ali's done the lavender that I'd been moaning about for ages, so both of those are now equal and looking nice. But I'm very, very excited to try my hand at flowers, because that is something that I haven't ever considered before. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of reading up, because I haven't really read anything about flowers at all. I just basically decide I want to grow something, Google what you do when you want to grow it, and then it's usually a vegetable or a herb of some sort. Well, that is a weekend's hard graft over the kitchen garden. It's definitely looking so much smoother. Ali's done a fantastic job of smoothing out. He's still finishing off over there. What we're now deciding is what to border the area with, but it is looking amazing. It really is looking incredible, but my goodness, it's cold. And I need to wash my face of all of the mud that I have managed to get on or around my face. So yeah, let's head inside, warm up. Oh, hello little sausage puff. Hello. You sweeping with your many beds. Oh, can't wait for your little area to be all finished so that you get the bed of dreams. Oh, my gorgeous boy. Cuddle up in your blankets, yes. Little Sherpa blankets. By far, the hardest part of phase 1 is how cold it is at night. Ali has lit the fire in the living room, and I am sat right in front of it, because you know when you're so cold that like your nose is cold? That's where I'm at. My nose is so cold. Oh, but we have lots of food, lots of picky bits. Ali's just bringing in the rest now. He even fried me some artichoke, which is delicious.